He said, gently touching my chin to meet his gaze. My heart started pounding, and his compliment made my cheeks slightly pink. What I'm thinking? I shake my head. Wine, what are you doing here? I jerked his hand, but he remained calm. Then, are you going on a date because you look gorgeous than ever? Wine, are you kidding me? I angrily said, my face turning red. Wine, you are not even ashamed to face me after what you did, and now you are with me. I'm even more furious to see his little chuckle. When just now I wonder what you would have to say about that. I said in greater teeth while tears started to appear in my eyes. He just looked at me. He wanted to say something but he couldn't. His lips pressed together. His eyes shining, but he held back his tears. From JK popped up on my phone. Hey, I have reached a restaurant. I quickly stepped into the elevator and pressed the ground floor button. As the door hadn't closed yet, I kept looking things back, which hadn't turned around yet, and he was staring at the floor. As soon as the door closed, tears started to fill my eyes. I didn't give him a chance again. After getting off the elevator, I went straight into the restroom. My nose and eyes were completely red. I washed my face and calmed down. Then I messaged Jungkook. I will be there in 15 minutes. I knew I would reach that because the restaurant wasn't far away from my apartment. As I was walking down the street, I saw a child on the other side of the road. He looked about 5 or 4 years. He was heading toward a cotton candy vendor on the side. But I got scared because he was crossing the road alone. He was laughing as he walked. Suddenly my eyes widened because I saw a bright light on the road. I ran quickly to the child and lifted him. Jumping to the other side, the child was in my arm. But then a street light hit me hard on the head and I felt a surge of energy. I couldn't keep my eyes open and I could hear Jungkook spoke. I was waiting for wine at the restaurant. It's been 25 minutes. One said she would be here in 15 minutes and the apartment is only 10 minutes away from here. I started feeling strange. Wine is never late. I thought of calling her. I'm frustrated. Something doesn't feel right. I got up from my table. Stop, sir. You need anything? He asked politely, and I shook my head. Jungkook, no, I'm just going outside to get some fresh air. My partner hasn't arrived yet. Stop. If you like, I can take you to our special garden. There's a lot of crowd outside the restaurant right now due to an accident. Jungkook, accident. Stop. A lady wear a blue dress. Jungkook, when did the accident happen? I'm feeling uneasy. Steps. It happened about 5-7 minutes ago. I didn't hear anything else. I rushed outside. Coming outside, I saw a huge crowd. I pushed through, trembling hands pushing everyone aside. When my eyes landed on her, I covered my mouth because she was wearing the same dress I had given to Wine. Her face was turned toward the ground. I quickly sat beside her and her upper body on my lap. My tears fell on her blood-stained face. Someone, I'm sorry, this lady had an accident while saving my child. The ambulance is on its way, he said while holding his 5 hours later at hospital, I was still in one's room. She was out of danger, slowly regaining consciousness. I had been looking at one's face, but my gaze shifted when a man entered. Man, hey, I'm again sorry. It's because of my carelessness that this lady had an accident. I should have looked after my child better. I just nodded Jungkook. You will have to be more careful next time, I said with a slightly strained look. Man, by the way, I'm Jackson. And my family, we really want to thank Wan for the bottom of her heart. Is she out of danger now? When will she regain consciousness? Holding her hands, Jackson, I think you to her. I shook my head, glanced at him for a second. Jungkook, let's not like that, I said, holding back my pain. I know Wine can never love me. She agreed to date me just to get my heart. I know there's someone else in her heart and I want to see one happy, whether it's me or with whoever makes her happy. She opens her eyes fully and asks, touching her forehead with one hand and holding my hand with the other. Jungkook, you're in the hospital. She paused. Jackson, okay guys, this is a private conversation. I will come back in a few minutes. He awkwardly said and left. Jungkook, Wan, what were you trying to say? Wan, I'm sorry I ruined your date. She looked down and told. And I chuckled at the skull. I shook my head and smiled. Jungkook, Wan, you just survived an accident and you were worried about a date. When I saw you on the road covered in blood, I thought they are bringing me to the hospital as a patient in ambulance too. She wiped her eyes. When? Why? Jungkook, because I was about to have a attack. We both heard Charles' voice from outside. Jungkook, when? I think that's Charles' family. When? Are they here to meet me? I nodded. Jungkook, yeah, they want to thank you. When can I meet them? Jungkook, if you want, should I invite them in? One nods and I head towards the door and invite them. And Jungkook spoke. One started. As soon as they entered, my gaze was fixed only the child's mom. As she also paused for a second when she saw me. Yes, I remember her. She wore tweed thongs. She is the same girl. Jackson, Clara, this is one. She saved a child's life. She smiles at me. It's the same smile I saw years ago. Clara, thank you, Wine. Should I ask her about everything or not? She thanked me, but I didn't respond. I just stared at her. Then I glanced at the child who kept smiling at me. Clara, Jiwon, thank to you. Wine, Jiwon comes toward me. Jiwon. He cutely said. I laughed a little at him with a shocked expression. This kid is Clarence Jackson. So, Tyung, what about Tyung? I need to know everything now. Clara, Jungkook, when will one completely fine? She turned toward him and asked, Jungkook, she should be fine within a week. Jackson, great, we are here to celebrate our Jiwon's 5th birthday, so his party is weak for now. We had to invite both of you as well. Jungkook looks at me and I nod. Jungkook, okay, we will come. Jackson, we are very lucky. Clara, when can I meet you every day? I know Jion is here for your care, but will you let me be your older sit and take care of you? I look at Jungkook for a moment and he tells me to decide, so I nod at her. Next day, Clara comes to Wine. Clara, hey Wine, she said, placing the lunchbox on the table. Wine didn't respond. She seemed lost. Clara, Wine. Clara, I know what you are thinking. Wine, when did he come? Wine asked with a blank face. Clara looked at her finger and understood. Clara, last night while you were sleeping. Last night Tyung came to Wine and put the same ring on the finger that Wine had thrown 5 years ago in her apartment. Wine still hasn't explained anything to me. Wine said without emotion or reflection. Clara looked at her face for a moment. Clara, I will explain to you. Tyung told me that he doesn't want to bother you anymore. He said he will go far away from you. I also don't know what he meant by that. He asked me to explain everything to you and to never remember him. Wine, I want to know why you two didn't get married. Clara, Wine, how could I married? Complete control over Tyung and got it. When she started exerting too much control over Tyung, Mr. Kim saying this sent him abroad to school where I studied because I was adopted by a family. I knew that my real them a lot of money to take care of me. Tyung, if Tyung wasn't, then what was all that? Clara, one Taeyang and I were best friends, more like an, but we are not siblings. So decided marriage to Taeyang. She wanted him to marry into the Park's family princess. That's me, so that Taeyang could become the king. She thought Taeyang was still under her control and he would do whatever she said, but that was not the case. 5 years ago, Taeyang came only for you. He always wanted revenge for his. Taeyang and I pretended because we have to save up our precious life. For Taeyang it was, even for me it was a child of Jackson that was an. When if that's the case, then why did you make us wait for 5 years? Clara, when I know this is very hurtful, but we also suffer just as much when we are testing whether it's child, Taeyang's or Jackson, but every time the report went wrong. It's Jackson's. Every time that lady did all this. When there's another big thing I need to tell you that Taeyang doesn't want to know. Taeyang was in coma for 3 years. Shot him and car accident. Jackson had secretly treated him. After fighting the case for 2 years, Mr. Kim and Mr. were sentenced to lifelong imprisonment. And all this happened just 3 months ago. And if you still think Taeyang found you late, that's also wrong. Taeyang knew everything about you and your coming from the village as well. He didn't want to meet you because his mom's secret messages were always around. Your lives could have been in danger. Clara, when I ran away at that time without listening to any explanation. One said with teary eyes, only thoughts of Taeyang were in her mind. She didn't even give Taeyang a chance to explain. She felt regret because not only did she have to face the hurt, but Taeyang had to face it too, or perhaps even more. Clara, you did the right thing, absolutely right. Actually, we are also planning to send you away. Taeyang and I didn't have too much power at that time. We were 19 and his was a mafia queen. It's good you both ran away, so she didn't suspect Taeyang too much. When Kana met Taeyang, Clara didn't respond. Clara, I don't know where he went. He said he wanted to meet anyone. Jackson, I tried many times. My heart is to meet you. Taeyang, where are you? 1 month later, one spot of you. I was looking at my finger ring. It's the same ring Taeyang gave me. I haven't taken it off even once. I can still feel on my forehead. I closed my eyes at that time. Due to the injection, I was in deep sleep, but I could feel the presence of someone. It felt like he was holding my hand and putting the ring on me. Then I felt a cold but warm on my forehead. I started rethinking everything, but then when I'm sorry, daydream girl, hurry up. A very critical patient has arrived. These are his iCard and phone. Call his family member and tell them that this is a very dangerous accident. Chances of survival are 30%. What Sophia? Yeah, hurry up. And John was calling you. The patient life is in danger. She was very anxious and I become nervous too. See, when I thought I looked the card, but then the ground slipped from under my feet. Everything fell from my hands and I was left holding the card. This is Taeyang. Third person spoke. One ran straight into the panting heavily and looked at Taeyang's lifeless body. JK, one come quickly, we need to stop the bleeding. JK said while other nurses began cleaning. Taeyang's found. One didn't move her spot, tears uncontrollably flowing. Jungkook noticed that. Jungkook knows who is this. He knows it's Taeyang. He went to One and tapped her shoulder. One, he will be okay, he whispered and went to Taeyang. 8 hours later. JK, how the patient doing now? He's out of danger now, but he hasn't again consciousness. We have found out that he was survived a major accident before. This is his second time. He was in for 3 years before. If he doesn't regain consciousness within 24 hours. Hours later, One, Taeyang, please open your eyes. Look, everything is fine now. One, Jungkook, it's going to be morning soon, and you are still here. Jungkook sat beside her. One, Jungkook is still opened his eyes, crying. Jungkook, Look, there are only 5-6 hours left. Jungkook pulls her closer, pat her back gently, caressing her head, and he to start crying seeing her. He hadn't gone home from the hospital all night. He had brought lunch for Wine during the night, and now he had been checking on Wine from time to time. Throughout the night, a while ago, he had seen Wine sleeping on the chair, so he gently put her sleep more comfortably and left. Jungkook, Wine, he has to come back. He can't leave you. And if he does, I will die too and I will become as a ghost and hunt us. Jungkook wipes his tears and hers. Then his gaze falls on Taeyang's finger, which has moved so slightly. Jungkook, Wani pushes slightly and goes to check Taeyang's body. Jungkook, Wani shows Wine the movements of Taeyang's hand. Wine quickly takes Taeyang's hand gently and starts caressing it. Wine, is he coming out of? Jungkook, yeah. Jungkook responds while checking the machine. Wine and Jungkook were both looking towards Taeyang. Taeyang started to move, but he couldn't open his eyes. Jungkook, are you okay? Jungkook asked first because Wine is still in shock, and because of weakness, Taeyang couldn't properly open his eyes. Taeyang, who are you? Where is Wine? I can feel her, he said in his weak voice. Wine put her hand on his face and Taeyang slowly tried to open his eyes. Jungkook, it's okay. Taeyang, I want to hear you. Taeyang, am I back in coma or is dream? Taeyang asked seriously. Jungkook chuckles. Jungkook, it's real. Wine nods. Jungkook turned and started to leave. Wine, I bought breakfast that's on table and there's some extra to make sure Taeyang eats well, he said and stepped out of the room. Jungkook laughed. He told Wine to feed Taeyang the food he brought to eat with her. Taeyang, I'm sorry. Wine, I want to tell you the truth. Wine, place a finger. Wine, I already know everything. Clara told me and there is no need to dwell on that terrible past, okay? He nodded.